Well, I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening because I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but you are now in the Groove Yard. My name is Roscoe Owens, and I am your host in the Groove Yard. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our director, Mr. Kijana Owens, for allowing the opportunity to bring the Groove Yard to you. And this is how we're going to do it because we're going to talk about the aspects of music, art, and creativity. And we will be having some very interesting interviews with some really creative people as we go along. But today, it's our kickoff. So what you get is me, Roscoe Owens, and I'm going to give you a little bit of story. Actually, the background right now is part of the story. Success Express, you can see that right there. They are the producers of this show, making this show really, really strong. The images that I have on the back wall is my dad, my mom, my whole entire being in terms of the Jimmy Owens Jazz Ensemble and that. But here we go. And why are we doing the Groove Yard? Well, one of the things about the Groove Yard is that we can express our sincere thanks to the many artists and musicians that performed with us throughout the year and who are continuously doing some things with us right now. So let me talk about right now, because this week, Jazz in the Sky 10, which we are doing a live online broadcast with Jazz on Jazzabration, which is going to come to you virtually from City Club LA. And that's going to be awesome. So you can RSVP, you can go to City Club LA and RSVP so you can catch us live online. Because we're talking about, they utilize the term social distancing, but I've changed that around. It's physical distancing with social communication. Social communication has taken major form right now since the pandemic with the Zoom, the other avenues to express yourself. And this is one avenue of revenue that we need because I'm looking for sponsors. I'm looking for people that are dedicated to the music, to the arts, and to creativity to continue and move this show forward. We just completed a show with my good partner, Miss Linda Sams, which we are participating in this program that is Married Tribe 55 plus, couples only, which is an opportunity to bring things together for those that are couples as well. What I'd like to do at this point is also speak of one of the images on my back wall, and I'm going with the historical aspect with the Jimmy Owens Trio. And that's with my father, James Owens, Mr. Bob Lacefield on sax, and Mr. Roger Hamilton Spots on keys. All three of these gentlemen, we have to say hello to in the spirit world because R.I.P. Then from there, we created a whole movement based on the fact that music has been in our family for years and years and years. In fact, I just put on our Facebook page, which is Jazz Zone, our Jazz Zone Facebook page, Jazz Zone events, and also where it was Jazz Zone collaborations. and communication in regards to my father's hometown, East St. Louis, Illinois. And the piece that I put up there was of the monster musician, Mr. Miles Davis, that grew up in East St. Louis. They all went to school together at Lincoln High School, and consequently, progress began then. As my dad came to California and processed what he was doing as an entrepreneur and a musician, ended up being the Jimmy Owens Jazz Ensemble as he played all over Southern California as well. The Groove Yard, that's what it talks about in terms of its history and the opportunity to groove all over the place. So what I want to do right now, even though it's early in the program, is go to a groove that is developed by Success Express in terms of a commercial, in terms of showing you what's happening. Kijana, can you give me one of those? Excellent commercials.
Hey, my name is Kijana Owens. I am the CEO and founder of Success Express Market Solutions. Just wanted to come in just for a second and share with you the passion in which we feel about creating opportunities for business owners, entrepreneurs, new startups. You need that branding that pops. You're on virtual seminars and workshops all the time, but what's your brand say about you? Does your background represent you? Does your brand represent you? That's the way you want it to represent you. That's what we're here for. Our business is cultivating more business for businesses, and we're committed to that very thing. Listen, connect with us at successexpressmktg.com. That's Success Express, mktg.com. Contact us at 909-686-1698. That's 909-686-1698. I am Kijana Owens, and I look forward to talking to you. I look forward to helping you and your business succeed. Let's make your brand pop.
Well, what an awesome opportunity. I want to read you something, which is called VASP, the VASP program, which is a virtual assistant support program, which brings support to every business needs. Our goal is to produce. Our mission is to assist you in capturing opportunities to do just that. While you focus on what's in front of you, we will monitor your progress, inform you of leads and contact opportunities, marketing campaigns and support, and more. A great combined value, as always, our business is to cultivate more business for your business. I'm sharing that with you right now because we are in position to go global fast, and we need your support. And if your business is looking to grow, come on board and support us in this Groove Yard. The series, it's about creativity. So what I want to do, if we're talking about creativity, I'd like to show you an example of what we were doing in the Jazz Zone, which we had this entire wonderful concert with a great friend of mine, Mr. Ed Wing. Ed Wing is hanging out with my dad at this point, RIP. Show me that, Kijana. Let's bring up that concert that was done in the city of Altadena with several musicians and the opportunity to express one of the
is. Life is so good, it's certainly amazing. One of the things that I get to celebrate today is a good friend that stayed with us, regardless of how the truck looked, regardless of how the outcome was. We're here today on another birthday. My name is Roscoe Owens, and I'm here with my good brother Ed Williams, Stephen Foster. This whole ensemble is about the Jazz Zone. The life of the Jazz Zone came out of a legacy of a gentleman named Jimmy Owens, who happened to be my dad. Because life is. So if that was my dad, here it comes from my son, Owens. Life is too short to be standing on the sidelines, biding your time until something or someone calls you into the game. Life is too short to allow petty circumstances to hinder you from fulfilling your potential just because you were afraid to take a chance and face shame. Life is too short to live at anything less than its fullest. Then sit back years later telling yourself, well, I could have done this and I should have done that. Only if this, only if that. Life is such an abundantly great blessing from God that to do anything less than live it abundantly through the good, bad, and the ugly is silence in itself. Let's hear that music. Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, it's Kijano Owens here with Success Express Marketing Solutions. As you can see, we want to help you make your brand pop. I want to tell you about one of our most comprehensive business development platforms, which is the VAS, Virtual Assistant Support Program. You're running and operating a business. We want to help you create opportunities to do just that and stay focused on what you do while we focus on helping you do what you do better. The VAS program is built for startups, corporations, nonprofit organizations, and you, the entrepreneur that needs the tools, the resources, and the support every business needs. Time into successexpressmarketing.com. Visit us online. We want to help you make your brand pop. Welcome to the VAS.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.
Well, now that is powerful. And thank you, Mr. Owens, for bringing those powerful commercials together to share on our podcast, The Groove Yard. We were talking about music as we got started with this, but that last commercial took me right into the arts. We do art. I want to talk about the aspect that we are showing art at what they call PVAA, the Pomona Valley Art Association, which is located in the Montclair Place on the second floor. We have an absolutely wonderful gallery. There's two. There's one that's called Soho Gallery, which I have my original art in, which is really fabulous, very much thought-provoking art of recycle, reinvest, and redo. Then the other gallery is called the Art Place. They're right next to each other, and the Art Place is open on the weekends, and it carries the off-the-wall art series and several different artists that we participate with in Art by RLO. What we have coming in the following month, this of course is the last part of January, but February is coming. February introduces Black History Month. We're going to have an exhibit that is like none other at the Art Place for Black History Month. And following that, March is International Women's Month, which we're going to have an excellent exhibit with a curator, good friend of mine, excellent artist, Miss Aldonia R. Bailey, who will come on our show, and we're going to talk about that as well. But I wanted you to understand where we are going with the music, with the art, and with the creativity, which is spoken word, artists that have the opportunity to do just that. I was just speaking to a friend of mine the other day who is the poet laureate here in the city of Pomona, and they were on the phone with several of the poets all across the nation, especially after it was seen as in the inauguration of President Biden with the young lady that was just so awesome. But what I want to say about that is she was very well known here in the area, but nationally, see, the bottom line is you do what you're doing and it will be picked up if you work. As my son says, it's all about the work. If you do the work, success will show up. And in our whole process, you have to understand, in the Groove Yard, we're dealing with the creative process of many different applications, from speaking to singing to performing. So I want to take this time. I think we have a couple of things up where there are speakers or poets or some musicians that are doing some things. I just want to give you a little flavor of what's happening in the Groove Yard. And Kijana, if you could just run a couple of things that we are doing in the Groove Yard back there, I cannot be anything but thankful and with gratitude.
I have a friend that is so bad, she's good. She is the kind of friend others are jealous of. Yes, those who hate will be green with envy at the friendship I have. But, I don't care. She's mine and I love her.
off the wall, off the chain, off the hook. That's what we do throughout the interesting musicians that we had. Mr. Stephen Foster on drums. That was Daryl Darden, who's one of the baddest guitar players, and of course, vocalists as well in the city. And through our journey in the Jazz Zone with art and music, we performed at the Brentwood Art Festival for many, many years. We engaged with the Pan-African Film and Art Festival for several years. We did the Old Pasadena Summer Festival for several years. And with this background and understanding, the collaboration came to this point, the Groove Yard, and our Groove Yard series of interviews. So we, in our inauguration or our kickoff, you get with me, but from this point on, we're going to do some interviews like with Aldonia R. Bailey, Stephen Foster, Mr. Fritz Dijon. This is our whole series and what we're doing, and the opportunity to bring that voice and those voices together to bring it in the Groove Yard is our presentation. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity to share with you today our kickoff in the Groove Yard, our art, music, and creativity interview series. Kijana, you have done an absolutely excellent job in terms of getting us kicked off to move this series further and in the future. This is our last week of January and our very first week of kicking off the Groove Yard. I thank you so much.